Let's get it. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm so glad to see it, as always. Once again, I love getting out here in the heat of the day. Not a whole lot of distractions, but nature itself. Not saying I don't like seeing people out here, which I definitely do. However, given the choice, I would rather see folks out here working out, kids laughing and playing. But I like it like this too. All you hear is nature. And yeah, that fountain is man-made, but it gives you the idea of a river sitting on the river bank. And I was gonna go in another direction first today, but I just peeked up and saw a whole lot of folks in that area. I see they still haven't gotten that tree branch up, so that's still a good reminder of what could have been. And that's a good thought today. How many times do we think back over our lives and ask ourselves, what if? And not so much of what if I had went to school, or what if I hadn't dropped out of school, but the what ifs, the Most High hadn't protected my life at that time. What if I had gotten caught in my foolishness that time? So I think we look back a lot of times in regret. However, I'm learning myself to look back and say, Most High, I'm sure glad you was there with me and for me. Even though I was a fool and didn't give you the honor and respect I should have as a youth, as the text says, to serve him while you're young. And I would say on the most part we did. Being in the church basically all our younger life, but we were still hard-headed, and we still played them foolish games like everybody do. And folks used to have a name for it. They used to call them the PKs, the preacher's chap, or the preacher's kids. And it's because, I think, in my own words, suggestions, because they were getting it so hard at home, their parents were so strict on them trying to make them an example for the church and for all of the churches. Or they wanted us to be the banner children for the Christianity. And how many know that don't work? Because the text says you got to be willing and obedient. Willing and obedient. That means you got to be willing. And see, a lot of times, like I said in yesterday's recording, and I've been saying a whole lot lately, pain is the get right. Oh boy, pain is that get right. Pain will make you get right and get in order. And with that said, let's speak on our thought for today. Let me turn around here. And I absolutely love days like this. I just walked a little bit and sweating already. And speaking of get right, I want to give a shout out to my brother, my Ak, brother Yehudi Yah. He's the one I'm playing the music from every day. And I know I'm playing this same track over and over called Get Right, because that is my prayer. I'm working on getting right myself and will hope that the Most High will use me to help my people get right daily. But this is the sound.
We praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the Father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the country, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying, trying to get right. No time to play games, no Nintendo. I keep it real in the truth, no pretendo. You get the real thing, ain't no demo. We setting up shop in the ghetto. Pull a bruise out the slums. Here we go. This that straight talk, no echo. We do law, statute commandments. Hello. Got me strumming like a banjo. Got me sitting, I was once sitting low. Had to repent for them sins I once sold. Now cry a lot of spare, now I let it show. The rule I hit you, how you like, whoa. All in these scripts, so these verses I throw, it's straight narrow, and they ain't letting go.
And I just wanted to give my brother a quick shout out and to ask us to support him, because he's actually saying something in his words. He's actually loving our people through his words, and pardon me. But we need to support artists like my brother. And he's on Amazon, that's where I buy his music from. And you could download them for like $1, or you can purchase the whole album. And that's what I suggest, the whole CD. But like I say, I'm not peeping in your pocket trying to tell you what to do with your loot. But support my brother. He's a good brother. I fellowship with him at Hebrew Connect, and we're also connected on Instagram. But he has a YouTube page, and I put his information up. I did have a really good thought today. I think it's a great one, as all of them, because the Most High give them to me. And I'm learning to stay loose with the Most High, or hang loose. That's something else my pop used to tell us. He'd be like, just hang loose. That means wait a minute, wait on it. Wait on what I'm trying to do for you. And a lot of times it means continue doing what you're doing. with an expectancy that I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, a lot of times he wants me to just hang loose and lay there in his presence, seeking his face. Like the text we went over yesterday, we have to know that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. And see, this is what I call myself doing daily. I diligently seek him for my bread for today, for my substance for today, for my manna, for my word that's going to get me through that day. See, I don't share this part of my testimony that much, but I used to go through depression and thoughts of suicide, and I used to have what they call nervous episodes or panic attacks, and all it was the spirit of fear that was trying to jump on me at times. My face used to break out in hives simply over fear, and it was all one thought that would come to me: what if this happened, what if that happens? And see, the Most High took me through that season, allowing the panic attacks, allowing the what you call them things, my face to swell up in patches. He allowed all that so that I would take control over the situation. See, I had to replace them thoughts of fear with his thoughts about what he says about that situation. And see, what the script says is you have to cast down those thoughts and imaginations. Well, how do you cast them down? That's a good question. You cast them down by what the Most High says about that situation. And what I had to learn and became my best friend was that he hadn't given me the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind, and of a sound mind. And I really don't know why the Most High has me going in this direction, but we're gonna flow with it. Yeah, I used to, when I was in Columbia, Maryland, I was staying with our family, and I used to break out in hives because of fear. I had fear-based thoughts. And it was a point where mind power wasn't gonna shake it. I had to pray to the Most High for help and do what he told me to do in order to get that spirit of fear off of me. And like I said, it brought hives, and it always came in one little spot right in here, and then it just spread over my face to where my whole face was swollen and broken out within hives, simply because of a thought and of an idea. Now imagine what kind of power, as the text says, he gives us a spirit of love, power, and of a sound mind. Imagine what kind of power we have when we turn that idea around. And just as I heard a brother say last night, when he has the thoughts of fear and anger and bitterness and want to do something bad, he would go and do something good. He said he literally went out and did some good in the world, and he felt better. That idea and that thought would dissipate until it wouldn't come back. And I hope this is helping someone today, that the Most High is not giving you the spirit of fear. He's giving you the spirit, which is his Ruach HaKodesh, of love, power, and of a sound mind. And see, that's the other part of it. See, I had to change my thought process. And what I mean by change my thought process, I had to get rid of that stinking thinking, as my mother would say. I had to get rid of that stinking thinking and replace it with the Most High's thoughts, with the Most High's words that he says about me as his child, as his son, as his follower. And one that comes to mind is what we spoke on yesterday, something that Yahusha told us. He said we would do greater works than what he did. And see, that's a grand opportunity to walk in that greater works anointing, or that greater works office, or that greater works assignment. And see, we've all been called to that, and we've all been assigned to do greater works because we're his children. Now, what platform you're on, who you're called to, and how you walk it out is totally up to the Most High, which he will give you your direction through the Ruach HaKodesh, just as we were saying. So he's going to help you walk it all the way out. And see, that's why it's so important to be obedient. And it takes one step at a time. Just be obedient today. Or just be obedient right now, this second. And do what the Most High asks you to do right now. And then carry that on into the next minute. And I know I'm laughing. And it seems and sounds elementary and simple. And yet it is. But it can be a chore when you're so used to being hard-headed. Or as my mother would say, disobedient. There used to be a song out a while ago called Disobedient Child, gonna learn after a while. Pardon me. And I don't know who that was from or what they was talking about. Well, I know what they was talking about, but I don't know the whole gist of the song right now. But I do want to share this thought, and maybe the Most High will let us go over it tomorrow or while we're walking, but we'll see. And see, I went home after I jumped out and left my glasses. I went home and grabbed my glasses, and I was going to see if I could read this without my glasses today, because on my way out, I was seeing the road signs a whole lot clearer. And my mother-in-law went back to the doctor and has 20/20 now, a different diagnosis from what she had before. So I'm like, Most High, if she can have her eyes regain vision, then why can't I? So I'm going to read this today without my glasses. Am I really walking worthy of the expectations set before me? And that's what the Most High asked me today. Well, he put that thought on my heart. Are you really walking in the expectations set for you? And I did some soul searching on that matter, and I'm like, okay, Father, this is the second day in a row you done checked me. So I want to know what you're getting at. Is this for me? And if I'm not walking in the expectations that I'm supposed to be walking in, please tell me. And if I need to switch up the reasons that I'm out here or my motives, please help me. And that was yesterday's thought or question. What are you doing this for? What are you really doing this for? And then today he comes back with, am I really walking worthy of the expectations set before me? And I looked that up and I found that was in Ephesians 4:1-6. It's worded different, but it's the same script. And I'm going to use these tools this time for now. I thank the Most High for my vision. Okay. And it's called unity in the body or the assembly. Therefore I, a prisoner for serving the Most High, beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling, for you have been called by the Most High. And that's what we was just saying. We've all been called by Him. Always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. Ooh, and thank the Most High, I had a testimony from this right here. I think sometimes we have to be very careful who we pay compliments to. Because I paid this fellow a compliment about one of his recordings, and he came back as if I was saying something I didn't say. However, in my reply, all that the Most High would let me see was, well, all praises to the Most High. No, I said all praises to the highest. That's all I could reply with. And he dealt with me about that earlier on the way out here. He was like, see, that was a test from the script you was given this morning, or the idea you was given this morning. Are you really walking worthy of the expectations set before you? And I would say I was. I would say I was this morning, and I want to continue to today. Always being humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. And see, that's what it was all about this morning. Well, yeah, this morning after I read that reply, I said, well, that ain't how I said that. And it was pretty much clear how I worded it. But all I would reply back with was all praises to the highest. Because that's who it's all about anyway. It's not about us. And I was trying to compliment the brother on the way he did something, not the reason he was doing something. I just said, it's not even important. I learned the lesson that sometimes you just have to hit the like button or the love button or whatever button if you like what they're doing, and let it be that. Because a lot of times folks don't really want you complimenting on what they're doing. They just like the likes, I would guess. By these actions, I would guess that I'm going to leave it alone. Make every effort to keep yourselves united in the spirit, or the ruach, binding yourselves together with shalom. Binding yourselves together with peace, with shalom. For there is one body or assembly, one ruach or spirit, just as you have been called to one glorious hope for the future. There is one Master or Lord, one faith, one baptism, one Elohim or God, one Abba or Father of all, who is over all, in all, and living through all. And I just wanted to clear up this understanding of this text before we get the idea that he's talking about all men and all people, which he's not. That all is the called out assembly, who have submitted themselves unto the assembly or the body, because we know it can't be all, because we know that Yahushua spoke to some of the others, not part of the all. And he told them they was Hasatan's children. And we see that in John 8:44. For you are the children of your father, the devil, and you love to do the evil things he does. He was a murderer from the beginning. He has always hated the truth, because there is no truth in him. Pardon me. When he lies, it is consistent with his character. For he is a liar and the father of lies. Oh boy. And I'm going to end that thought right there. But I'm going to continue to ask this question on our workout and on our ride. Are you walking worthy of the expectations set before you? And see, you can tell Hasatan's children because they lie. When you get a person that's consistently lying, you know who his father is. But we know better. We do better. We don't tell lies because the text says, bear not false witness. And we love the Most High, so we keep his commandments. Okay, let's get it.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the father, I ain't gotta fight. Return to the gunner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
No time to play games, no Nintendo. I keep it real in the truth, no pretend. You get the real thing, ain't no demo. We setting up shop in the ghetto. Pull a bruise out the slums. Here we go. This is straight talk, no echo. We do laws, statute commandments. Hello. Got me strumming like a banjo. Got me sitting, I was once sitting low. Had to repent for them sins I once sold. Now cry a lot of spare, now I let it show. The rule I hit you, how you like, whoa. All in these scripts, so these verses I throw, it's straight narrow, and they ain't letting go. By my father biz, man, it's something you need to know. On with the word and my ammo. Jumping, stumbling blocks, ain't stubbing my toe.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the father, I ain't gotta fight. Return to the gunner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
Trusting in the Father, everything I do. Been washed clean, I gotta stay true. Woolly hair rockin', I'm a Hebrew. Quam Yasharah, yeah, that my crew. Elevated couple levels, spiritually I done grew. Had to lead the world, I guess I'm acting brand new. Prayer line to the heaven, know you who'll get me through. Faith in the Mashiach, another breakthrough. True Umunah, man, ain't no miscue. Sold out to the Abba, to my people, Yahoo. Bible study poppin', all these scriptures run through. Psalms 19 and 9, the word and the truth. It's about salvation, the Father got our back, no matter what we facing. They can quit tracing, ain't no replacing. Go and find your hood, and it's so amazing. Fruits of the Spirit I'm embracing. All esteem to the Most I'm praising. Kahalal, my arms raising.
We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the father, I ain't gotta fight. Return to the gunner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right. We praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scripture, find my birthright. Vengeance is the father, I ain't gotta fight. Return to the gunner, that's my plight. World full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flight. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
No time to play games, no Nintendo. I keep it real in the truth, no pretend. You get the real thing, ain't no demo. We setting up shop in the ghetto. Pull a bruise out the slums. Here we go. This that straight talk, no echo. We do laws, statute commandments. Hello. Got me strumming like a banjo. Got me sitting, I was once sitting low. Had to repent for them sins I once sold. Now cry loud and spare, now I let it show. The rule I hit you, how you like, whoa. All in these scripts, so these verses I throw, they straight narrow, and they ain't letting go. By my father biz, man, it's something you need to know. On with the word and my ammo, jumping, stumbling blocks, ain't stubbing my toe.
Praying and we praying, trying to get right. All esteem to you who shine my light. Soul searching through the scriptures, find my birthright. Vengeance is the father, ain't gotta fight. Return to the country, that's my plan. Water full of darkness, I'ma glow light. 11:59, time to catch flies. We praying and we praying, trying to get right.
Trusting in the Father, everything I do. Been washed clean, I gotta stay true. Woolly hair rocking, I'm a Hebrew. Quorum Yasharah, yeah, I'm a crew. Elevated couple levels, spiritually I done grew.
Oh boy, that was nice. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the highest, because he is worthy to be praised. And just as I started off my recording, I have of late been doing some soul searching. And not at the point of saying I wish I had her, but I'm so glad he did. Hey, let's get it. Because we can look back and disregard what the Most High has been doing in our lives, the directions he have taken us, and what he's allowed. And see, just as I was saying in yesterday's recording, a lot of times we too concerned about the Joneses, or the Browns, the blacks, our folks, them folks, everybody but ourselves. And that's why we want to get a degree when the Most High didn't tell us to. We want to go in the wrong direction for our lives, but to each his own. But yeah, like I say from time to time, it's always good to look back in our lives to get a point of reference. And that's the word I wanted to say the other day when I said get a lay of the land. But it's more or less a point of reference. And you'll start seeing a pattern. Ooh, that's a good idea. Just like I was saying, sometimes we want college, and the Most High has ordained prison. Oh boy, some folks ain't gonna like this one. Or we want to go off to prison, and he was telling us to go get a trade instead of selling that dope, instead of robbing folks. Oh boy. And yeah, I know. I know all the sob stories and excuses. Can't run them on me, because I done used them.